Learn English, speak confidently with Inkwell Stories. Hello, everyone. I'm Emma, and welcome to our English Learning Podcast. Today's topic is one that so many learners ask about. How can you go from B1 to C2 in English? It sounds like a big jump, right? But don't worry, we'll show you how possible it really is.
Hi guys, I'm Alex. And yes, today we're going to talk about how to become truly fluent in English, step by step. If you've been learning English for a while but feel stuck at the same level, this episode is just for you.
That's right. So many people stop learning after they reach the intermediate level. They understand a lot, they can talk about daily things, but they don't feel confident or natural yet. It's like being halfway up a mountain. You've climbed a lot, but you can't see the top clearly.
Exactly! But here's the good news. The way to the top is not about learning 10,000 new words or studying grammar all day. It's about changing how you learn, how you think, and how you practice English every day.
In this episode, we'll give you practical ideas, motivation, and techniques that really work. And we'll talk about mindset too, because reaching C2 is not only about language, it's about patience, passion, and persistence.
So stay with us till the end. You'll feel inspired and ready to take your English to the next level.
Oh, and before we start, if you enjoy this kind of content, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot, and it means we can keep helping you.
Thank you so much. Now let's begin with part 1, motivation and common struggles.
So let's begin with something that almost every English learner feels. That sense of frustration. You study for months or even years. You do everything your teachers say, but suddenly you feel like your English is not improving anymore. It feels like you're running, but not moving forward.
Yes, that's the moment many learners reach, the intermediate plateau. It's like walking on a long, flat road where nothing seems to change. You're not a beginner anymore, but you're also not fluent yet. You can talk, understand, read, and write, but something feels missing.
Exactly. I think many learners expect constant improvement, but language learning doesn't grow in a straight line. It's more like climbing hills. Sometimes you move fast, and sometimes you slow down. When you hit that slow period, that's when most people stop.
And that's really sad, because that slow time is when your brain is doing deep work, connecting grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation together. You don't see it right away, but progress is happening inside.
That's a great point. When you first started learning English, you learned visible things, new words, new grammar, simple conversations. But now, you're learning invisible things, like how to sound natural, how to choose the right words, or how to understand humor.
Yes, and those invisible skills are what make you sound fluent, but they take patience. So instead of thinking, I'm stuck, you should think, I'm growing quietly.
I love that, growing quietly. That's such a beautiful way to describe it. Because growth doesn't always make noise, right?
Exactly. And here's something important. You don't need perfect grammar to sound advanced. You need confidence, rhythm, and emotional connection to the language.
Right. Many B1 learners think, when I learn all the grammar rules, I'll finally be fluent. But native speakers make grammar mistakes too. Fluency is more about communication, being understood clearly and naturally.
And that's where motivation comes in. When you focus too much on being perfect, you lose motivation. But when you focus on expressing yourself, motivation grows.
Yes, I always tell my students, Don't chase perfection, chase progress. Every new word you use, every time you understand a podcast or reply in English without translating in your head, that's progress.
And those little victories are powerful. If you write them down, you'll see how much you've improved.
Exactly. I used to tell my students to keep an English success journal, just one sentence each day. Something like, "Today I watched a movie scene and understood it without subtitles." When you look back after a few weeks, you'll realize you've grown more than you thought.
That's a wonderful idea. Another big challenge is fear. Fear of making mistakes or speaking in front of others. Many learners stay silent because they don't want to sound wrong.
Yes, but silence doesn't help you improve. Mistakes are not your enemies, they're your teachers. Every time you make a mistake and correct it, your brain rewires and remembers the right form.
Exactly. Think of children. They learn by making thousands of mistakes, but they never stop speaking. That's why they become fluent so fast.
That's true. Adults think too much before speaking. They try to be perfect before they even start. But perfection comes after practice, not before.
I completely agree. So if you're listening to this and thinking, my English is not good enough to speak, please remember, your English doesn't get better by waiting, it gets better by using it.
Yes, speak to yourself, talk to your phone, record your voice, or join online language communities. Don't wait for someone to invite you to practice. Create your own opportunities.
And when you do that, focus on the feeling of progress, not on comparison. Don't compare yourself with others. Compare yourself with who you were a month ago.
That's one of the best tips ever. Comparison kills motivation, but self-reflection builds it. Ask yourself, what can I do now that I couldn't do 3 months ago? Maybe you can now understand podcasts or read a news article. That's amazing progress.
Exactly. Learning English is not a race, it's a journey. And every learner walks at their own speed. The key is not to stop walking.
Yes, and sometimes motivation doesn't come naturally. You have to create it. Motivation grows from action. When you start, you feel energy. When you wait, you feel doubt.
So even on days you don't feel like studying, do something small. Watch a 5-minute video, learn one word, or review yesterday's notes. Small steps still move you forward.
That's right. And don't forget to make learning fun. Listen to your favorite songs, watch movies, play games in English. Turn the language into a friend, not a subject.
That's the secret. When English becomes a part of your daily life, it doesn't feel like studying anymore. It feels like living.
Exactly. And when you reach that point, learning becomes natural, like breathing. You start to think in English, feel in English, even dream in English.
And that's the moment you realize you're no longer just learning English, you're living it.
Beautifully said, Alex. So, to everyone listening, remember, motivation is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You're already on the journey, and every small step matters.
Yes, and don't give up during the slow days. Every learner feels lost sometimes, but those moments are where strength is built.
Exactly. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep believing that your hard work will pay off, because it always does.
That's the perfect ending for part 1. In part 2, we'll show you practical strategies for vocabulary, listening, and speaking. Real steps you can start using today to move forward faster.
So stay with us. The best is yet to come. Welcome back, everyone. In part 1, we talked about motivation and the common struggles every English learner faces. Now, let's get practical. In this part, we'll share real strategies you can use to grow your vocabulary, improve your listening, and speak more confidently.
Yes, and let's start with vocabulary, because that's where most learners focus first. But here's the truth. Vocabulary is not only about memorizing new words. It's about using them, feeling them, and remembering them through real-life context.
Exactly. Many learners write long lists of words and study them again and again, but they forget most of them after a few days. The secret is to connect every new word to a real experience or emotion. For example, instead of just learning the word exhausted, think of the last time you were super tired after work or a workout. That connection helps you remember it forever.
That's a great point. I also suggest learning word families. For example, if you learn the word decide, also learn decision, decisive, and indecisive. It's like building a small network in your brain. The words start helping each other stay in your memory.
Yes, and use the words in sentences, out loud. When you say them, your mouth and brain work together. That's how new vocabulary becomes natural, not something you have to think about.
Another tip, don't try to learn too many words at once. Focus on a few each day, maybe 5 or 10, but use them repeatedly. Use them when you write messages, journal entries, or talk to yourself in English. Repetition is the mother of memory.
Absolutely. And remember, quality is more important than quantity. Learning 1,000 words and forgetting them is worse than learning 100 and using them confidently.
Well said. Now, let's move on to listening, one of the hardest skills for many learners.
Yes, because listening is not only about hearing sounds, it's about training your brain to recognize patterns and rhythm. English has a special melody. It goes up and down, fast and slow. The more you listen, the more your brain gets used to that rhythm.
Exactly. And it's okay if you don't understand everything at first. Understanding is built layer by layer. Start with something simple, podcasts like this one, YouTube videos, or short clips with subtitles.
Then listen again without subtitles. Try to catch the main idea, not every single word. The goal is not perfection, it's progress.
Yes, and here's a little secret. Re-listening is one of the most powerful ways to train your ears. When you listen to the same material several times, your brain starts recognizing words that you didn't hear before. It's like unlocking new levels each time.
That's true. I used to tell my students to choose one short video or podcast each week. Listen to it every day for 5 days. Each day, your understanding grows. By the 5th day, you'll feel amazed at how much more you understand.
That's an excellent method. Another fun way is shadowing. You listen to a sentence, pause, and repeat it immediately, trying to copy the speaker's tone and rhythm. It feels strange at first, but it's one of the best ways to improve both listening and speaking at the same time.
Yes, shadowing makes you sound more natural and helps your mouth get used to English sounds. It's like singing along to your favorite song. At first, you just follow, but soon you remember the rhythm.
And don't forget to listen to different accents, American, British, Australian, or even non-native accents. The world speaks English in many ways, and understanding that variety will make you a more flexible listener.
Exactly. Now let's talk about speaking, which is often the scariest skill for many learners.
Yes, because speaking means being brave. But remember, you don't have to wait until your English is perfect to start. In fact, you get better by speaking, not by waiting.
That's so true. One of the easiest ways to start is to talk to yourself. Describe what you're doing, what you see, or what you plan for the day. For example, I'm making breakfast. I'll go to the gym later. It sounds simple, but it builds fluency fast.
Exactly. It's like exercising your English muscles. Every small conversation with yourself is a mini workout. And if you want to make it more fun, record yourself once a week and listen to it later. You'll hear your progress, your pronunciation, your confidence, and it'll motivate you even more.
Yes, and if you can, find a speaking partner online. There are so many free communities where you can talk to learners from around the world. Don't worry about your accent. Focus on connection, not perfection.
That's right, and try topic-based speaking. Pick a simple topic each day, like travel, food, or technology, and talk about it for 2 minutes. It trains your mind to think in English and keeps your vocabulary active.
Exactly. The key is to make English part of your daily life. Don't treat it like homework. Treat it like a friend you talk to every day. Listen in English, think in English, and express your feelings in English.
And one more thing, consistency beats intensity. Studying for 10 minutes every day is better than studying for 3 hours once a week. Your brain learns better through small, regular exposure.
So true. And remember, speaking and listening are like two sides of the same coin. The more you listen, the more natural you sound when you speak.
Exactly. You can't separate them. They feed each other. So make listening and speaking part of your daily habits, just like brushing your teeth.
I love that. So, to summarize, for vocabulary, connect new words to emotions and real life. For listening, train your ear through repetition and shadowing. And for speaking, be brave, talk often, and focus on communication over perfection.
Perfect summary, Emma. In the next part 3, we'll go deeper. We'll talk about advanced techniques, mindset, and how to stay consistent even when life gets busy.
So stay with us, grab your notebook, and get ready to take your English to a whole new level. So now that we've covered vocabulary, listening, and speaking strategies, let's move to something deeper. What truly separates advanced learners from the rest? The mindset and the long-term habits that make fluency permanent.
Yes, many learners think that C2 speakers are just naturally talented. But in reality, it's not about talent. It's about attitude. Advanced learners don't just study English, they live it. They think in English, they process emotions in English, and they use English to express their ideas, not just to translate them.
Exactly. When you reach B2 or C1, the biggest challenge isn't grammar or vocabulary anymore. It's about breaking your mental barrier. You need to start seeing yourself as a fluent speaker, even before you completely are one. That shift changes everything.
I totally agree. It's like an athlete who visualizes winning before the game. You have to picture yourself speaking smoothly, confidently, naturally. That belief trains your brain to act that way in real situations.
And to make that happen, advanced learners often use reflection. For example, after a conversation, instead of saying, "I made so many mistakes," they ask, "What new expressions did I use? What can I improve next time?" It's a small change in mindset, but it builds long-term confidence.
That's a great point. Another powerful habit is self-dialogue. When you think, plan, or daydream, try to do it in English. For instance, while cooking, say to yourself, "Okay, now I'm cutting the onions. Then I'll add the spices." It's simple, but it rewires your brain for natural fluency.
Yes, that's such an underrated method, and it doesn't feel like studying. It's just part of your life. Another advanced tip is what I call deep input. It means choosing one rich source, like a podcast, TED Talk, or book, and exploring it deeply. Don't just listen once. Write notes, repeat phrases, shadow the speaker, and even summarize what you've learned in your own words.
Oh yes, shadowing. That's one of my favorite techniques. You listen to a native speaker and speak along with them, matching their tone, rhythm, and intonation. It feels strange at first, but after a week, your pronunciation and flow improve dramatically.
Exactly. And when you shadow, don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on sound and rhythm. Language is music, and your mouth is the instrument.
That's beautiful, Emma. I think consistency is the secret ingredient behind all of this. People often ask, how long will it take to reach C2? But the truth is, it depends more on how regularly you practice than how long you study.
That's right. Consistency beats intensity. Studying for 20 minutes every day is far better than studying for 5 hours once a week. The brain loves routine. It learns best through short, repeated exposure.
And here's something people don't talk about enough. Rest is also part of learning. When you sleep or take breaks, your brain organizes the new information. So don't feel guilty for taking time off. It actually helps you progress faster.
I love that. It's like building a muscle. You need both training and recovery. And every small effort compounds over time. You may not see results in a week, but in a few months, your English will feel smoother, more natural, and even your thoughts will start forming in English.
Exactly. And one more thing, environment matters. Surround yourself with English in a way that inspires you. Change your phone language, follow English creators, or find an online community. The goal is not perfection, but immersion.
Totally. And remember, advanced learning is not about showing off. It's about connecting. The reason we learn a language is to communicate ideas, share stories, and understand others better. When you focus on that, fluency becomes a byproduct.
That's the heart of it. Learning English isn't just about passing exams, it's about expanding your world. Every new word gives you a new way to think. Every conversation opens a door to a new culture, a new friend, or even a new opportunity.
So, if you're listening right now and dreaming of reaching C2, don't think of it as a finish line. Think of it as a journey where you grow as a person, not just as a speaker.
Beautifully said. And no matter where you are, B1, B2, or C1, remember, the only difference between you and a C2 speaker is time, mindset, and consistent effort. You can do it.
Yes, you absolutely can. Keep learning, stay curious, and be kind to yourself during the process. You're already doing amazing just by being here today.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode.
If you'd like to review what we talked about today, including the full transcript and a special vocabulary list with examples, you can find the PDF link in the description below.
And if you enjoyed this conversation, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
We can't wait to see you in the next episode. Keep going and never stop learning. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.